Ah.
Michaela, I need to find a primary source article on slavery in 1820s. I'll Google it. Wow, that is a lot of articles. I wonder what they did before internet.
My mom said it was hard. She said you had to look for a book.
Gross.
I know. Google invented periodical indexing.
Well, it says here, American librarian scholar William Frederick Poole effectively created periodical indexing.
That must have been revolutionary.
I'm Casey Helms.
I am Michaela Campbell.
I'm Jose Morales.
And I'm Sierra Black.
And this is
William Frederick Poole and the Indexing Revolution.
It is 1842. Young William Frederick Poole is now a freshman at Yale College. Poole was older than most students because he was the son of a working class family, and he had dropped out of school at age 12 like most young men of his time and went to work. He worked at a tannery, a jewelry store, and honest daily spark.
Mother started urging me to go back to school. I worried down at Tuwell that I'd be much older than many of the other students. But still, I was only 16. So I went back to school for 3 years. And at the age of 20, I enrolled at Yale College. I was much older than many of the other students when I started college at age 14. I did well my first year, but I had the money to continue. So I went to work for 3 years. And at the age of 24, I was able to start school again, but I needed work. So I took the position as the assistant librarian for the Student Society for Brothers Unity.
Casey, I found this book on William Frederick Poole. It says here that Yale had no organized athletics and students did their forensic exercises such as oratory to make fun.
Really?
Educated men had to be able to speak in public so that they could be seen in pulpits and in government.
Well, on Wednesday, students had heated debates on topics such as, was slavery wrong? Will the nation ever be totally free? And what should be done with the new Texas Republic? Topics were announced and students were on their way to finding information.
During Poole's first year, librarian John Edmonds published a short 8-page pamphlet listing some sources for debate titles. Subjects for debate was referenced to the
My main job was to provide helping findings material for debate. The librarians continue keeping a file of the magazines of the topics they dealt with.
Mr. Poole, our debate topic. It's been released. It is, had Napoleon's exile been held and unjust? I need articles to prove that it had been. I need them very quickly.
Okay, give me a minute. This is not anywhere. This is so frustrating. I absolutely must organize these magazine articles by subjects in the index. This just ought to be done.
You're so right, Mr. Poole. Even with the help of librarians such as yourself, we students spend hours guessing which books and articles contain desired information. Most times, we're wrong.
I know we spend so much time just carrying the periodicals from the shelves to tables and back to shelves. They haven't been used, just perused.
And the library is only open for half an hour each day. Most times, we go away very angry and disappointed.
The sets of standard periodicals which a library is well supplied with is not being used, although they are rich in the treatment of the subject, which inquiries are made every day.
The sheer number of magazines was an issue. Between 1825 and 1850, between 4,000 and 5,000 magazines were started, but yet only 68 survived.
Periodical publications have been advancing in merit until they have come in our day to stand in the front rank of modern literature, sometimes more useful to a student than a professor treatise.
Poole stressed that indexing was a small chunk of periodical volumes.
It's crude and feeble on the bibliographics.
But Mr. Poole, it's the best thing we have right now. Only there was another copy. This one's going to wear out.
Soon the decision to print had been made. Poole then set out to expand and correct his manuscript. He then tripled the size of its original index to 154 pages. By 1848, the next edition was ready for printing.
Mr. Poole, this index, it's so complete. It made researching exciting.
I'm afraid that I spent so much time with this index that my grades have suffered.
But you still have a high rank, and we students did vote for you in the Alpha Delta Phi. It's our way of showing you how much We appreciate your hard work for our cause.
Well, a professor composed a motto line for me. He who knows where knowledge dwells has it in his reach. I'll put this on the title page of every edition.
This is a milestone, a revolution for research.
His index to our bibliographical form, which became one of the basic cornerstones of library service in the United States. The reaction was supportive. The whole 500 copies so quickly. By the time Paul graduated from Yale, he knew that he needed to start a new index instead of finding a job.
I had problems. I left the notes for the next edition on a buggy, and when I remembered it, they were nowhere to be found. But still, I worked on.
In 1848, Poole got a job as assistant librarian at the Boston Athenaeum Library. It's one of the best libraries in the country, and the patrons really appreciated his index.
It was during this time that I decided to be a librarian. I got married, and in 1853, I finished the second edition of the index, which had expanded to 524 pages. I was very busy, and I worried that I did not give my family enough time.
So, Mr. Poole, I hear Halsey Wilson, he plans to start his own index to drive yours out of the field.
That's what I've heard.
But he won't succeed. Just look at the New York Times and the new index. It's really a very important book, and we can only imagine how we've managed to do without it. It's one of the indispensables of student life. A contribution to literature, like an almanac, a directory, or a concordance. Mr. Poole's name can never be pronounced without respect.
But isn't selling well? $6 is expensive.
It was expensive, and he never got the money he deserved. He worked on, he cataloged books, managed a new library, and wrote a great deal. But Poole had not forgotten about the index. In 1863, he announced he'd be starting a new index, but it never happened.
In 1876, Poole was approached by the American Library Association and persuaded to produce a new index with the assistance of William Fletcher, librarian of Amherst College and the library community in North America and the United Kingdom.
Mr. Poole, your 2-volume 1883 edition of the index was reviewed in Chambers Journal. A book which will henceforward be indispensable to every reference library and save a world of trouble to editors and journalists in hunting up what's already been written upon specific subjects.
Thank you, but I'm too busy to work with the next index.
Fletcher took over as sister about one of Poole's daughters. Sadly, Poole died in 1884.
Well, here's his obituary printed out from the New York Times. It says here he made librarianship a known profession.
And Wilson had, indeed, started his own index in 1901, The Reader's Guide to Periodical Literature.
When the final volume of Poole's index was released in 1908, it had covered subjects in 479 periodicals from the years 1802 to 1906.
But Poole's index to periodical literature was a revolution.
The public's reaction was under gratitude.
It made Poole a bibliographical hero.
The reformed Wilson's Reader Guide, which was much user-friendly. We couldn't have prepared for history fair without all the new indexes.
And another copycat, Google.
Poole's index is still used by researchers today. We use it, and it's even online.
Wait for it.